Hi guys, we've got an Evinrude 3.5 horsepower 4-stroke engine in for 4 running, but it's actually, look on there, you can see it on that plate, it's made by Daihatsu, so it's got an Evinrude badge on it, but it is actually a Daihatsu engine that's badged as an Evinrude. Anyway, it's coming for 4 running, so I've checked the fuel tank, it looks pretty clean. It started up third full, ticking over nice. However, put it into gear, still nice, and then start to give it a bit of beans, and it's good night from me. So that's what I need to investigate. I'll do that and I'll report back. Cheers. Part 2 of the Evinrude Daihatsu Morph. So you saw in the previous video that when you gave it a bit of throttle, it stalled out and didn't want to play anymore. The reason behind that, well, I suspected it would be a carb issue stroke fuel fault. Reason behind that is when the main jet, which is that shiny little brass fella there, is in that float bowl there, it's right at the bottom, and then when you give it acceleration, it sucks from that recess right at the bottom. Right, and you can see on this pitch, it's quite clear actually. If I get a screwdriver in, you can see that darker stuff is actually water. You see how it's globule there? So if you tip it, there's something corny, you see it moving, it's like tracking across. Let's tip some fuel out, man, make it a bit easier to see. There. You see it floating in the fuel. That is what's causing it to stop running. See it? That darker stuff is water. The water sinks in fuel because it's heavier. The water molecules are larger than the fuel molecules. Yes, it's got a gauze filter in the fuel tank to filter dirt and any silt, any bits of grit. However, it's not fine enough mesh to filter out water, and then if there's any water in your fuel, if it's been stud and the vent's been open, then the tank and the fuel are exposed to moisture. That moisture gets absorbed in the fuel, especially E10 fuel, because ethanol attracts water. And that's the final result, because the carburetor float bowl is a final resting place for anything, dirt, water, silt, and that's that. Well, you can see it, that's the evidence. So once again, this little poor engine, this little Evinrude, it's fallen prey to the fuel gods. So it needs a full fuel system clean out. That's not very easy to say actually when you're trying to think what you're trying to say and record. A full fuel system clean out, all the lines, the tank, the carb, the fuel tap as well. Don't forget that little fella, because things come well up in there. There's a little mesh in that as well. Obviously all the carb, all the internals, the jets, the slow running jet, which is that plugged up with that black cover, the main jet, and everything else, all the airways and everything, clear all that, because that could have actually got water on it. Once I've done that, I shall report back and show this little fella in its full action. Cheers guys. This little Evinrude stroke Daihatsu came in as a runner, but he didn't really want to run very well. It'd fire up and run, tick over, you'd be alright, but then you give it a bit of beans, a bit of throttle on, and it'd just cut straight out. And we discovered that there was a lot of water in the system, so after cleaning out the fuel tank, carburetor, had the jets out, done everything with the fuel system, make sure it's all nice and clean, dry and happy before it was back in. So I just rebuilt it. It's had a service, it's had new oil, it's had new impeller, everything like a good one. Got everything off, greased up, swivel bearings upper and lower, upper one removed and greased. Everything's just been done. So I've just fired it up to test it. It fired up really well. So this is the proof of the pudding. So remember before it was ticking over. It's not as sweet as this, but it's quite sweet. But the minute you give it any throttle, it just went brrr. And it went good night. But now it's had all the work done to it. Oh, different. What a difference. What an absolute sewing machine of an engine. Beautiful. Look at it, it's just nice, like single cylinder, 4-stroke. You twist, it goes. There's nothing wrong with that at all now, so that's considered a top fix. I'll be getting in touch with Mr. Customer, letting him know that it's all ready to collect. And yeah, that's it, job done. Happy days.